Overheard on Tony Katz Today.
Oh, National Security Advisor John Bolton has triggered the folks on the left something awful today by committing a crime that some would consider to be on par with the Holocaust of Europe, defending calling Palestine a so-called state instead of using the approved language, which, oh, hell, you know what? I'm just going to let him handle this. I'm not getting in trouble for this crap.
He just addressed Palestine and said it is a so-called state. He's using that sort of language productive in his goal.
Yeah, sure, of course. It's not a state now. It does not meet the customary international law test of statehood.
Oh, boy. I know you can't see it, but Jim Acosta looks really pissed right now.
I will kill you.
We don't recognize it as a state of Palestine. We have consistently, across Democratic and Republican administrations, opposed the admission of Palestine to the United Nations as a state because it's not a state.
Are you nuts? You can't be saying that kind of stuff in public. That poor little reporter's not going to have a bowel movement for a week now. By the way, really productive and thoughtful questions there from the press lately. You know what I'm saying? Really getting to the important stuff the American people need to know, rather than offering up passive-aggressive criticisms hidden behind your tight-lipped little smile because you're too much of a chicken to say what's really behind that question. That's not really a question, but, you know, direct confrontation just makes you so nervous, you dumb. Sorry, lost my cool again.
He's using that sort of language productive.
Yeah! Hey, you remember that bloated, red-faced drunk Ted Kennedy who drove a gal off a bridge and let her slowly suffocate in an air pocket while he took a leisurely stroll along the beach back to his place, enjoyed a hot, relaxing shower, grabbed a few Z's, had a nice breakfast, and then flipped a coin over whether or not to report the accident to the police? Best 2 out of 3? Well, as Judge Brett Kavanaugh faces the prospect of having his entire career and family destroyed over unproven accusations of sexual misconduct as a teenager, former Secretary of State John Kerry wants you to know that in terms of comparisons, Brett Kavanaugh, worse than the notorious serial killer and rapist of the 1980s, the Night Stalker. Ted Kennedy? Swell guy.
And he was critical of himself. He stood up and owned moments where he knew he'd stepped over the line. So I think that and he wasn't about to be nominated to a lifetime position. In fact, he said to the people of Massachusetts, if you think I shouldn't stay here, then, you know, and he took those returns, and then he was elected another 6 times. That's a very different thing from a lifetime confirmation to the Supreme Court of the United States, where you may have to rule on some of these issues that come up.
Okay, Mr. Kerry, sir, hi. This comes from a place of deep concern.
You on drugs?
And finally, the Senate is reviewing documents from the FBI's investigation into Brett Kavanaugh today, and there's even an unverified report that the FBI found no evidence to substantiate the claims against the Supreme Court nominee. Wait a minute. I was told he threw ice at someone once. He's clearly a violent rapist and doesn't have the temperament to be on the Supreme Court. Yes, that's right. Liberals got all worked up into a foaming froth because Kavanaugh threw ice out. All they've done for the last year is bitch about how that's exactly what they want the federal government to do. Hey, I'm Brian. Do enjoy your day.